Hello everybody, what's up? CaptainTurbo here, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play, and not going solo tonight, and for probably a good chunk of this game, because it is pretty fucking cool. Joining me tonight, we have Red Nova,
Yep.
and we might get one or two others, I don't know, later on. I have offered for people to jump in if they want, but a game I am looking really forward to playing, and have been for a while since I started doing these Final Fantasy games. Tonight we are starting Final Fantasy VII, not the remake, not yet. We are doing the OG Final Fantasy VII, the original.
Hell yeah.
Just a quick heads up in case anybody's wondering, I am playing, because the graphics will look a tiny bit better, I am playing this off the PS4. No reason other than I actually started San Andreas tonight, which I also own the PS4. Plus it does have the speed up if it comes to the fact I need to grind at any point for whatever reason. It just makes that a little bit easier as well. Obviously that will be done off screen if I ever need to grind for whatever reason. But it's there if I need it, and it makes, life just that little bit easier altogether. But
Definitely.
this, how do you even go into fucking Final Fantasy VII? It's a legend. It introduced so many people to Final Fantasy games and RPGs. Especially,
Damn right it's a legend.
Especially over here in Europe. This was, apart from Final Fantasy, was it Final Fantasy Legends on the Super Nintendo? Was that it?
I'm not sure.
No, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was technically the first FF game released in Europe, but this was the first Roman numeral game to ever come out in Europe. So we didn't get we didn't get 1 through 6. This was the first experience we really had with the mainline Final Fantasy games, and it could not have really started on a better game in my opinion.
Yep.
So I'll ask you this first, and then I'll answer myself. How did you get into this game? I assume you played this at launch, or at least close to launch?
Not necessarily. I got into it, I think back it was like 98 or 99. I got asked for the game at Christmas if possible, and a PlayStation. And, well, no, I actually asked for FF8 was what it was at the time, because that was the one that was... At the time, that was the new one. And that was also when I got a PlayStation. Well, he ended up finding that game there as well, because it came out as a greatest hits, as they call it.
Yeah, we have PlayStation Platinum when it comes to greatest hits over here. Same thing, but different name.
So I had that one. I think I might have had 7 on the list, but back then I didn't realize that, it had already been released. So I was lucky to get it, and I was glad I did, because... yeah, it is my second favorite game in the series behind 4.
My story quite a bit different. I, unfortunately, when I first got into the internet back in 2006, you can't escape spoilers for this game. I am sorry. If you have any interest in like video game top lists or fan theories and stuff, then you are going to be spoiled on the story of Final Fantasy VII. You can't avoid it. It's impossible. So I unfortunately found out all about, who's deaf and all that shit, long before I ever played the game. I didn't actually play this game until, I think it was 2013. And I was blown away by how good I still thought it was. Like,
yep.
I thought, okay, people love this game. It's probably not going to stand up to, like, today's standards and stuff. But I'm sure, it'll be acceptable, and every fucking... It blew... Not only did it meet my expectations, it exceeded every expectation I had. It was fucking incredible. My only problem with the game was the graphics, but, you can't really do anything about that. It's an old game.
Yeah.
The gameplay,
and
the
honestly,
story, and all that, it was amazing.
Yeah. Honestly, it basically has the same problem a lot of games from that era did, with whether it was PlayStation or N64 game, is that graphics-wise, those consoles did not age well at all. So
no.
It was always
God, no. Like, I suppose things like maybe Parappa the Rapper, where it had, like, all that 2D imagery and stuff, still looks okay, considering it wasn't really... because that kind of thing's timeless. It's not really going for graphical fidelity. It just looks like a cartoon. But you would struggle to find many games from that era that would still would still be passable in terms of graphic-wise in this day and age.
Yep.
I am actually trying to think of any others right now, and I can't think of a single one.
Yeah, because the funny thing is the older consoles, even though they were way more outdated in terms of graphics, it was still tandem to the test of time even today, even though they were vastly outdated in that department. It's just
You
the
gotta
way
remember,
those.
it's the first generation of 3D, really. At least in terms of
Yeah.
like ratio. Like obviously there was a few attempts at 3D before the fifth gen
Oh
with
yeah,
PS
that's always
PlayStation, but
you got the first than anything though.
yeah,
I mean,
it was
it's
always gonna suffer.
yeah.
Now, some of you might be wondering why not the remake. Well, I should point out, because here's something I actually was telling the guys earlier with San Andreas, I'll tell you again. People will not be seeing this until either 2022, late 2022, or 2023. So, we are literally years away from this going live on my channel. Like, at least 2.5 years, if not 3 years at this point. So by the time this goes up, part 2 of the remake might actually already be out, or at least announced. But at the time I'm recording this, the remake's only been out about a month or so. Not even that, actually, I don't think. Actually, it might be a month tomorrow. And I just don't want to do that yet until at least the second part is either out or at least close to being out. So, yeah. I was always going to do the original 7 anyway, so whatever. But I've been looking forward to doing this a while. And get the bad taste that was the FF8 remake out of my mouth. Alright, so I'm just going to go into the thing here and change a couple of the configurations and stuff.
Yep.
Alright, battle speed, yeah, actually turn up to fast for the time being. We don't need it on slow unless I actually start struggling with certain problems. Initial, cursor, should we have it on initial or memory? I will leave it on initial for now. We're not going to be going too fast in this game anyway. I'm going to take it slow, nice and slow. I don't think I can do anything with the limit break. Not yet anyway. I'm just getting the controls set up. Again, guys, I'm playing with a PS4 controller because I am playing this on the PS4. You don't want to see that. So yeah, I'm just getting used to where all the controls are on this PS4.
Yeah, and actually, you're doing a similar way to what I did. I did mine. I did the Switch version of this port instead, but I also did it off my Elgato. Like you're doing, the differences is that I didn't use the Elgato software itself. Yeah. I was still able to capture it through my Steam Labs OBS, so I didn't have to deal with all the side stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, the side stuff that you can see there, that's not going to be in the video when it actually comes to editing or anything like that. It doesn't pick it up anyway, so it's not really anything to worry about.
Yeah, in terms of major differences, there's not really anything major between the two. They're pretty much both the same version. They have the same speed-up options that you mentioned earlier that would be very helpful for off-screen grinding.
And I should point out, guys, the only difference, apart from the things we mentioned, like some of the cheats that we're not going to be taking advantage of, apart from the speed-up, which I mentioned, but that's for, like, grinding sessions between games. The only difference between this and, like, the original 7 is a very, very slight upgrade in terms of graphical fidelity. But you're not talking much. Like, this is technically the HD master port, but it's not great. Sorry, I was trying to talk to Wedge there, because you actually do talk to him at this point in the remake, so... And that is, like, the most recent version I've played. Like, I've played it non-stop for 3 days after it came out. But, actually, let's talk about that. What did you think of the remake? Because I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished the remake yet, and I'm definitely enjoying it.
Oh, it's 3 days, 26 hours later. Fucking hell, I was exhausted, but that happy kind of exhausted. No, we're not gonna... Why would you change the perfection that are the characters' names in this? Fuck that. We're sticking with Cloud. Yep. It's basic bitch Cloud, but fuck that. It's a good name to have.
His name is Cloud, goddammit.
We're not gonna call Tifa or Aerith goddammit either. I know people like to do that, or you're gonna die for Aerith or whatever, but no, we're not gonna do it. I mean, you were saying earlier that this was your second favorite game after 4, I think you said?
Yes. I mean, there's not much. Everything else is way behind these two, though.
What would you say is like your... Just give me your top 3. You've already given me the first and second, so what's your third favorite?
It's a game I put a lot of hours in now, and you pretty much can guess what
14.
it is. Yeah.
Ironically enough, I would probably put that third myself as well.
Yeah.
I despite me not putting nearly as many hours into that game as you have, I'm just gonna take the wire out of the controller so I've got it wireless because the wire's pretty short. So, I haven't put nearly as many hours into 14 like you have, but I do love 14 quite a lot myself. In terms of my favorite though, I like 4. I'd actually place as 4th on mine. I do like 4 a lot, but I have some issues with the game. As much as I hate to say it, 7 is probably first for me, followed by 6. Because here's the thing, it's not very often a game will actually make me tear up at all. 7 couldn't do it, 14 couldn't do it or anything like that. 6 is the only game in the franchise that's actually made me nearly cry. So I'll give it its props where it deserves it.
I think I had one idea what you're talking about that game.
I'm talking about Celeste's suicide attempt.
Yep, that's what I was hinting to.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's ever actually made me, in terms of Final Fantasy at least, it's the only thing that's even come close to making me cry. Early on, you're not going to have a whole lot to do. Some very basic battles here and there. We will get a boss fight shortly, but that's not going to come up quite yet. Got a few other things to do first. Actually, go back to the remake. What did you think of this whole reactor section of the remake? Because this was actually in the demo for the remake as well. So
I had never got around to playing the demo.
It's the same thing as the beginning of the game.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even have the problems with the reactor. That was alright, actually.
I thought it was great. Seeing all the characters interact and all that, I thought it was excellent.
Yep.
And firstly, Jesse.
Yeah, Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse were more involved in the remake.
Oh, Jesse wanted a bit of Cloud, alright. She would not fucking stop flirting. It was fucking hilarious. Yeah, unfortunately, the cannon fodder here that are Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse don't really get much screen time in this. They get a lot more in the remake, though.
I think we gotta point out for people who never played the remake yet to this point watching this that the remake only covers part of the Final Fantasy VII story at this point because of this size and a lot more graphical stuff nowadays. So as a result of what the story was expanded, there's half of the game to fit that in, so to speak.
I like that though, because here's the thing. I mean, we're going to be taking our time with this Let's Play. I'm not going to try and force it to be done in like 50 parts or whatever. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to try and force it. I didn't even. The only reason I started trying to force 8 was because I don't particularly like 8 after the second disc.
Oh yeah, that's understandable.
But with 7, I actually do enjoy the game quite a lot, so I'm not going to force this one to finish quickly. And yes, I am planning to leave text on screen long enough for even the slowest of readers to be able to read it. I always do this for the text-based games. I always do it for Final Fantasy 14 and stuff. That's why Nova's always waiting on my ass to finish a cutscene. Whenever we do 14. Which, speaking of which, yes, we'll probably have to get back to 14 in the next few months.
Yeah, speaking of 14, I was watching the live letter that came out about the new stuff that come out in the 5.3 patch.
Yeah.
We're finally getting the rejiggering that has been long overdue for it.
For in terms of exactly?
like revamp that they were going to be planning on doing for like basically making sure certain quests that were like unnecessary get taken out. Some of the unnecessary BS main story stuff. And also, we'll be able to fly in Rome report areas too.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And apparently it won't require Aether currents to get them to it. Just required completing a quest that we already did a while ago, which is the ultimate weapon quest.
By the way, you see this, what I'm doing right now? Yes, I am putting Barrett in the back row. Gold.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to say that, but
yeah, I don't like it.
Barrett, you may as well put in the back row just because
put him in the back row if you got a long-range weapon on. That's pretty much 101 with this game.
Yeah. Also, if you press whatever you have as a select button, you can get things up to tell you exactly where exits are and in the area and stuff. I'll probably not need it for this section, but you can see I'm turning it off there. But it is there in case you need it, or you really don't know where the hell you're going. Just,
Yeah, because one of the things, the problem with Realm Reborn is that this story was way dragged out. I think they're finally going to be fixing that. Having said that, though, one thing they are adding to that half of the game that will be now, it was just optional content when it first was done all this time, going to be required. And it's stuff that we didn't do on either of our characters, so we'll have to go back and do it when we get back to that, because otherwise... it's the little series called the Crystal Tower series. It was optional, but now it's going to be required because of story implications down farther down the line. Because I imagine if we try to ignore it, we'll be locked out of doing other main story quests when that update comes. So.
Well, when we do eventually get back around to... Because here's the... I'm not going to do it tomorrow or anything like that. I can't afford... I can't really afford a subscription to the...
I'm going to just bring it up now. I'll remind you later whenever it does happen. But...
It will probably be before the end of the summer, though, before we pick that back up again.
And the reason I point out is because this storyline getting added is going to be a first where any main scenario quest quests there are going to require doing dungeons that are considered the Alliance Raid dungeons, because that's what the Crystal Tower series is. It's the Realm Reborn's Alliance Raid dungeon, which are those 24-man dungeons.
Oh, fuck. I don't think I've done one of those yet.
Oh, you haven't? There's actually... The Crystal Tower series has 3 of those dungeons there. Yeah, it's not much different from the regular dungeons, other than the fact that because there's 24 people, they split it up into 3 alliances, or 3 groups. Each group has a tank, 2 healers, and 5 DPS-based people on there. So it's a little than a normal 8-man, because 1 less tank and 1 more DPS-based unit. So, yeah.
I say it's just stuff we'll definitely get around to when we actually get to the next session of what you call it. Doing 14.
Right. Yeah, because up until when that happens, Alliance Raid dungeons were never story required up until then, so that'll be a first for that.
I look forward to it. So I actually still need to purchase Shadowbringers as well, so not only do I have to pay for another subscription for 6 months or so with 14, I also have to pay for the next expansion pack. At least at some point. At the moment, you and I obviously we're nearly halfway through Heaven's Ward, so we've actually done fairly well with time on that.
Yeah, we were actually very close to hitting the second to last dungeon in the first half, actually.
I just used a quick potion there on Cloud just to heal him up a little bit, because we do have a boss fight coming up shortly. Not quite yet, but shortly.
Yep.
Got the restore materia, which we will see if I can equip this to anybody. No, I can't. Nope, can't equip it. Didn't think I could, but I thought I'd check.
Yep. The reason you can't right now is because they didn't let you introduce the mechanic.
I know. It's just I know in the remake for some weird reason, Barrett's the one with most of the materia set to his gun arm. So
yeah,
it was just it doesn't really make any difference whatsoever. It's just the fact that you probably use Barrett a bit more against the boss instead of Cloud. So
yeah. Yeah, I think I just kept Barrett's materia on him in that one when I did it.
I probably did the same. I can't remember. Like I say, it's been nearly a month since I played the game, so I kind of want to do the remake just so I can watch the fucking the Honeybee Inn scenes again. Those were great. Did you get to that section yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as progress of the game, I'm actually to where...
What chapter you on?
God, I can't remember if I'm on chapter 18 or not.
18 is the last.
Last, okay. So I might not be quite that far, but I'm at where they just got back from checking out the ruins of Sector 7 after the plate fell down.
Oh, you might be in I think you're actually in chapter 16 because 17 is
That
basically
might be.
yeah. 17 goes on forever. It's fucking. It takes an ice age to get through 17.
It's for the one I'm at is basically to give you the warning about whatever you have to do it now, because once you get to Shinra headquarters, you won't be able to do it anymore. So
Yeah, have you done have you climbed up those stairs yet and got the infamous stair climbing section yet?
oh, at Shinra headquarters, no, I'm not quite at Shinra.
Yeah, then yeah,
headquarters yet.
then you're either just started chapter 7 or you're not quite in it yet.
Yeah. I think I'm still in chapter 16 because I'm still in like the 5 slums yet. This is before the before story-wise, before going to sector 6. Try and find your way back up there to the headquarters.
I would say you've got easily at least another 4 hours of gameplay, if not about 6 or 7 actually, if you decide to check everything. I can't stress enough how long chapter 7 goes on. It is great, don't get me wrong, but whoo boy, it felt like that was never going to end. I'm surprised I haven't had his tail go up yet. Use the big shot here. Don't know if this will be enough or not.
Yeah, fun fact, this enemy also does appear in 14 in a capacity.
Does it?
As boss regular enemies yet.
Oh,
You'll bet
tail.
this.
Be careful, its tail attacks while its tail's up. Do not actually attack when its tail's up. Just let it do its thing.
Yeah. Basically, don't attack when its tail is up, but it'll counterattack with its laser, which
it hurts like fucking crazy.
Yeah. This is actually not the first time that an FF Final Fantasy game had this mechanic with the first boss fight where you have to wait out a phase because they counterattack and it hurts like hell. It actually happened in FF6 too, actually.
Again, it also doesn't help. It tells you to attack when the tail's up. It's basically a mistranslation, but...
Well, actually, it is a warning. It's just the way it says it. It says, attack when the tail's up, it's going to counterattack with its tail laser. So
there you go, boys and girls. There's your first boss.
Yep.
Again, a lot more cinematic in the remake. We got a upgrade as well. We got the assault gun for Barrett, which we will give him in a moment once we get out this cutscene.
Because the remake uses FF15 based battle system and mechanics, the boss doesn't go down quite as quickly.
Yeah, take a while. You can probably answer me this. Does the timer carry on even when you're in menus?
I think it does.
9:44. Just remember, we came in here with 9:44 on the clock.
Right.
I'm just gonna save, just for the hell of it. Usually, I can't help myself. When I see a save point, I will probably always save. It's just, yeah, we lost like 10 seconds there, so.
Yeah. You still got plenty of time.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes is more than enough to escape this place. Don't worry about it. I once actually forgot to get Jessie when I was right next to the exit, and I still had time to go back and get her and exit.
Yep. Oh yeah, that infamous mistake that basically cost Sonic any chance he had trying to actually win that race on SLPH.
What happened?
Sonic didn't get Jessie on the way out. He thought he could skip that part.
Oh yeah. Then again, I don't think he'd played the entire game, had he, before then, so...
I don't
recall him saying he had. I know you and I got fucked over majorly during that race.
Oh, yeah. We ran into the same glitch getting off that elevator.
Almost at the same time as well. There's like probably 10 seconds between us both encountering that glitch.
Because we both messed up and accidentally went down to the first floor. We were supposed to go up.
Yeah, and if you exit and try to immediately get back in, it glitches the game out, and yeah, you're basically fucked.
Yeah, that was dumb.
It didn't help that we hadn't made a save either, because obviously it was a race, so... Whoops, sorry, I didn't skip that too quickly. And... if we follow her out, we should be okay. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed that race. It was a
Yep.
lot of fun. Obviously, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised the fact that Dine took the race, but whatever.
No, no. Well, especially with what happened to us then too. I mean, any chance we had.
No, because we actually were given the chance to make up our footage that we lost. So.
Oh, right. Even then, no. I mean, still, I mean,
It's fine. If it's Final Fantasy, Dine's probably winning it. Let's face it. It's just a fact of life.
well, RPGs in general. I mean, he knows those a lot better than anybody else. At least on that channel, huh?
Like, we all know them to an extent, but Dine's like on another fucking level when it comes to RPGs, like you said. I do remember I got close to finishing off the section, though, of the race. Like, ironically enough, escaping Midgard, which is actually the entire story of the remake, is actually what the race was of the original. So,
Yeah.
I think I was on the motorcycle section at the end where when time ran out.
Yeah, because I think where I ended, I was at hey, just beat Rufus, so that would have been my next thing to go to.
Yeah, I managed to get in front of you, because like you and me were fucking almost neck and neck by the end of part 4 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I had two costly mistakes and I made up the footage. One, I got caught by the guards on was it floor 60 or whatever it is?
Maybe.
We have to.
Oh, we gotta hide behind the statues, yeah.
Yeah, you had to hide behind the statues. I made a mistake and derped during that one, and then later on I messed up on something else as well, which also me.
I probably want to heal up there in the moment. Oh, wait, can I maybe give him the materia now? Maybe not, but no, I probably can't. I'll just give him the potion. We don't have time to be fucking around with that, especially when we've got a bomb going off in 6 minutes.
Plus, they're almost out anyway, so there's no point.
Yeah, and like I say, it took me less than 4 minutes to get up there. I also did battles as well, so like I say, you get 10 minutes. You don't even really need 3 if you're lucky with random encounters. But yeah, basically the first 5 hours of this game is pretty much the entirety of the remake, which is about a 25-hour game.
Yep.
Like, at this point, you've already been playing the remake for probably about an hour and a half, roughly. Which, is kind of cool, they flesh everything out. I do like that.
Oh, yeah.
If I ever end up platinum a PS4 game, it will probably be the remake, if I'm going to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Did you bother with that? I know Dine did, but...
For what?
Getting all the trophies and stuff for the remake. Are you planning on doing that, or...?
Not sure yet. You guys have to get through the story first. I think there's one where you have to go through it on hard mode or something.
Oh, of course. There will, of course, be a hard mode trophy. There always is a hard mode trophy in that fucking... What is... For trophies and achievements, there's always one for the fucking, like, play this on ultimate hard mode or fucking death mode or whatever. There's always throw that shit in so that people spend more time in the game playing it to, extend that EP-ness a little bit more.
Yeah, pretty much exactly.
Excuse me. So when was the last time you played the original?
Last time I played it was when I streamed the game.
When did you stream it?
Oh boy. I don't want to say months ago, I think.
I don't even... probably would have watched that if I'd have known you were streaming it.
Because I know it was within the last year, so...
Are you still saving your live streams?
It depends on what they are. If it's like always random stuff, I'm not always saving that. But if it's like specific games I'm streaming, like say FF7, I usually do, so...
Fair enough. Oh, what's the next one in the lineup of these Spyro and Crash games you're doing? Because I know you beat one of them recently, but I can't remember which one it was.
I beat Spyro 1, so I'd be playing Crash 2 next.
Oh, you're playing my favorite of the Crash trilogy. I look forward to watching that. And obviously we have Miss You're Gonna Die here, also known as Eric Gainsborough.
I also, in this version, but not in so much in the FF7 remake, because, well, it's that one game branches out the story more, so it would be impossible to do it in there the same. But yeah, the biggest side quest in this game, the dating game.
I just realized we can probably talk to a couple NPCs.
Yeah, who are you gonna end up dating later on down the line?
You know I gotta go with Double D Tifa. It has to happen. Don't get me wrong, I love Aerith, and I love her even more in the remake. That fucking... Her quips and stuff are just fantastic.
Oh yeah, I also caught what you meant about her almost dropping a curse word too.
Where she's like, I'm not a princess in peril, and then let her fucking collapse and she shouts shit.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, but it caught me off guard, and I just burst out laughing when I saw that. I'm just gonna fight them just because obviously EXP and all that.
Yeah. We're not on a timer here, so there's no big deal with doing
it. Plus, you want to start using your limit breaks, because I think you get the next limit break if you keep using Braver. Like if you use it 10 times, you'll get cross slash.
Yeah, here's how the limit breaks acquired in this game works. Any character's second limit break they get of whatever level they're on, you have to use the first one a certain number of times.
Yeah, I think it's 10 times if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. They would do kind of different based on characters because other ones don't have the same number, but...
Of course, I just mean for Cloud. Obviously, in order to get limit breaks, you have to take damage from enemies usually. So we'll just take the damage and leave it as that is. But obviously, we will eventually get cross slash. We'll probably not get it in the recording session tonight, but we will eventually get it. Again, I'm not going to be going for 100%. I probably will showcase some stuff. I will be showing some chocobo racing later on, and all that good stuff. I'll probably try and show off most of these stuff in the gold saucer. I'm gonna do Mog's Love Story. It's a fantastic little game.
Yeah.
The Moogle's Love Story. I can't remember if his name's actually Mog. Now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah, the gold saucer minigame, yep. Have to feed him the Koopo nuts.
Koopo.
Actually, one thing
in this game.
Beat up God mode, whatever, help with in terms of grinding. Also helps with getting your limit breaks too, because to get your character's limit break of the next level, you have to kill a certain number of enemies. So,
but I'd actually say that's probably easier than having to use it a set number of times, because obviously, as long as you don't skip battles, you're going to kill plenty of enemies.
And also, if you're smart about it, you know where to look for certain enemy groups, like I did during that thing. Cough the forest near Junin. Cough.
Now, I would actually not recommend maxing your level. Like, get it high, get it to like 98 if you want. Don't max it out.
Because
if you do max it out, it makes Sephiroth the final battle. Obviously, it's spoiler alert, but this is a fucking 20-plus-year-old game at this point, so if you don't know the fucking story, that's your own fault. Don't max out your level, because it will affect his stats, and he will get a lot more difficult to defeat.
It was funny, because I didn't, and that battle actually was still tougher than I thought it was.
Oh, I basically, when I played this game, I game over it a few times here and there, but it was never anything major. Excuse me. I got to Sephiroth. He absolutely kicked my ass. Like, I couldn't come up. He was too quick. I couldn't think of a good enough strategy to beat him. So I loaded the game to an earlier point. I got, I made all my way. I got that gold chocobo. I got Knights of the Round. I went back to fight him again, and he killed me again, no problem. So I reloaded that save. I got Knights of the Round. I mastered Knights of the Round, and then I finally beat the fucker.
Jesus.
It was a long fucking process to beat this game, but I did finally manage to do it. I want to try and beat the game without Knights of the Round, though, if I can. I'm going to get it just because I think it's a really cool summon, and I want to show it off, but I don't want to beat Sephiroth with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are two ways to get Knights of the Round. Obviously, you can either do the gold chocobo stuff, which takes forever, or you could test your luck with the fucking emerald weapon, but good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah, emerald or ruby weapon for that matter.
I always just thought it was emerald, but whatever. There's a bunch of stuff to love in this game. There's some characters that you may not even get if you don't know where they are. You can actually go through a good chunk of the game not having a full party. Obviously, you can miss out on the fucking Twilight wannabe, and then, of course, the Lolly Ninja.
Yeah. Yep, because those two are optional, Yuffie and Vincent.
I'll be honest, when I saw... what was her name, the new character? Kairi from the remake? You know, the girl that keeps fucking spreading chaos around everywhere. You know, she's a thief and all that. Or at least somebody that's trying to... have you seen her yet? I'm pretty sure you've seen her by now.
I know what you're talking. The one that basically says that it's Avalanche's fault for the whole thing.
Yeah,
happening.
her. Yeah. I'll be honest. I was convinced that was going to be Yuffie.
Yep. Just got introduced to her last time I played this.
Yeah,
as soon as I did, I was like...
You were what? Sorry.
As soon as I got introduced to her, I was like, okay, I do not like you already.
I kind of like the character, but I was convinced she was going to be Yuffie. Like, Ace later, if you do some of the more of the side quests where she's involved, you know, you'll learn she's actually somebody related to somebody else. But I was convinced when I was playing the game that, yeah, you're Yuffie in disguise or something like that. There's no way you're not Yuffie. But apparently I was wrong. And of course, Opie found a new waifu in her as well. Because of course he is the fucking dirty bastard.
Yeah, friggin' lolicon he is.
I wonder where the lolicon is tonight. I know he was watching you earlier tonight.
He had to go to work.
Oh yeah, the guy's got a new job.
Yeah, he couldn't watch my entire stream because he had to leave for work, so...
A shame. Would have been nice to have him here, but obviously he'd probably just be drooling like myself over Tifa. Look at those Lego blocks. Oh my. Again, that is the only major issue I have with this game, is it still looks pretty fucking ugly in terms of graphics. With don't get me wrong, the rendered backgrounds and stuff look great, but no, the character blocks, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, Lego blocks perfectly describes it.
You know what? Not even fucking Lego blocks, Mega Blocks. He doesn't even get Lego out of this. It's funny because, you know, FFA, I will give it this, the character models were at least a little bit better. They didn't have as much, like, emotion in the face and stuff, but, like, the proportions were much better. And I think by the time they got to 9, they essentially did the best they could with character models when it came to the PS1.
Yep.
So obviously you had the same with Zidane and all that.
Yep.
Because let's face it, that is what he is. And then you're ready to get a hand job from Jesse here. Because I swear to God, that's what it is. Oh yeah. It's only a few seconds, but goddamn, does that look questionable? So I gotta ask, I mean, obviously, again, we go back to the remake for the time being. What would you like to see out of the second part? I know you haven't beat the first yet, but I can already tell you there's no chocobo racing in chapters 17 or 18. That is something I would love to see in the second part, is chocobo racing.
Yeah, the only way that happens is if they actually get to the gold saucer by then. But
I think they will actually move things along to an extent. Like,
yeah.
I think
it's possible because okay, they escaped Midgard. What, they got Calm, where Cloud did the whole flashback. They've got freaking go to June, and that's going to be probably a bigger one right there. The only, you know, what do they add in between all that?
Well, they could probably just do some, like, not exactly linear, but like some I'm not saying like Final Fantasy 13 hallways for like the overworld and stuff, but I can't actually see the game having an overworld. I think they'll do like in the remake, obviously, to get between sectors, you have to go, traverse through like a massive junkyard and stuff, don't you? And I think they'll probably do something like that, but obviously with lush jungles and caves and stuff. So I think that's probably how they'll handle the overworld. I think they might try and change the story around a little bit so you actually go to the gold saucer a bit earlier or something. Because they've already taken liberties with the story. They may as well change things around a little bit for that. Because I think most people are expecting it to be a trilogy of a game instead of like 4 or 5 games. So could you really put the gold saucer in the third game? Would that not be too late?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that might be late. Yeah, because look how much you'd have to cover in a second game before even the third, considering what goes on.
I mean, like, technically speaking, the third disc doesn't have much content, but here's the thing. They're not actually doing one game per disc. Like, the first of the remake actually only covers, like, the first 5 hours of this game, which is... of disc 1, which is only, like, probably 10% of the entirety of disc 1, I guess. If not even probably that, it's probably more like 5%.
Yeah. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that while it says it's like 3 discs or 4 discs or whatever, keep in mind the very last disc is like the final dungeon of the original.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a little misleading here.
I'm actually trying to talk to Jesse. Oh, there we go. Okay. You're not gonna try and jump me, are you? Like you're doing the remake? Fucking hell, she's thirsty like crazy. I love Jessie in the remake. She's great. I gotta ask, did you actually take the offer for a date with her? Because I didn't.
I don't even remember.
They really did a good job fleshing these characters out, though, for the remake. I know a lot of people bitch and complain about the ending. I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was great. But I know people don't like change. But, you know, you gotta remember, you can't really have the final thing in the fucking... You know, before you leave Midgar, be that fucking rollerball boss or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the boss fight itself in the remake is actually pretty fun, but you couldn't make that the last thing you... Like a final boss for a game, no way.
No.
Speaking of other games, though, I just realized that comes out at the end of the month. Well, towards the end of the month is the Xenoblade Chronicles Switch edition. And I'm not going to be able to fucking afford it because I'm trying to save up for a Yeti microphone.
Ah, yeah.
I'm so pissed off. I had a chance to get one a couple days ago for about £65. I actually could just about afford it. It would take practically everything that's in my PayPal, but I could afford it. And I kept thinking, no, it's too much. And then about an hour later, it's like, okay, I'm going to get on eBay. I'm going to buy it. It'd already fucking gone. And here's the thing. It was brand new as well. I don't know why I didn't get it. I was so pissed off at myself. Those things are like 120 plus pounds. I got it for nearly half price. So fucking pissed off I didn't buy it. Have you ever done that where you've basically lost out on something you wanted to buy just because you were in two minds?
Yeah, because I've got a Yeti streamer microphone right now, and I think it's great, so...
I think the cheapest I can actually get it for is... I'd actually have to get it imported from the US, actually, is about £100, but I can't afford that at the moment, so I'll have to wait. Hopefully, though, I'll find one a bit cheaper online somewhere.
Yeah, I just like to see... These are the files of the FF7 stream I had on my computer. I had to download them from Twitch. But yeah, the place was like August 31st, and the last one was like September 7th, so that was...
Oh, that was ages ago, then. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Of, obviously, last year, so...
Are you ever going to do anything with those downloads?
Maybe at some point, just not yet, so...
You seriously should you should just, like, make a YouTube archive channel for all your Twitch stuff and just upload it.
Could be.
I always post my Twitch stuff on my YouTube as well, but well, that's me. But I think it's always worth having it up there just in case anybody wants to watch it.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's the only problem with Twitch is, unless you're like one of the bigger Twitch streamers, they don't generally tend to save your stuff for very long.
Yeah.
Which is a pain in the ass, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Going over the whole thing about Midgar and how the city works with the train and the ID checkpoints.
Yeah, again, I'm just trying to leave text on screen long enough for even the slowest of readers to be able to read, so... Sorry if it's going to be too slow for everybody's taste, but again, not everybody reads at the same pace, so...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know what's surprising is I thought what with everybody kind of been on house arrest at the moment with the whole pandemic going on, I figured we might get some like reveals of new games and stuff from companies, but like I was thinking, hey, we might actually hear something about Final Fantasy 16 finally, but no, we haven't heard fucking donkey shit from anybody recently about any game really over the course of the last couple months. Everybody's remaining tight-lipped on every fucking game that's in production at the moment.
Yeah.
Fucking Wedge over there, I think he's masturbating in the corner behind us. Could you please stop jacking off? It's making me really uncomfortable right now. Was there anything, again, sorry, I keep coming back to the remake, but it's a good topic to talk about. Was there anything in particular you really enjoyed in the remake, and anything you particularly didn't care for in the remake?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't care for Hell House being as annoying of a fight as that was.
I did like the reveal of it, at least.
Yeah, I liked the fact that it was in there. I just didn't like the fact that the fight was that much of a pain in the butt. But if I ever go back and do the game on hard mode, I will be dreading that fight. It's like,
oh, I think I can't remember who it was that said it, but I remember somebody saying that the Hell House actually caused them to turn it down to easy mode because they couldn't beat it on normal mode. Which I don't blame them for. I played the entire game on easy mode, so.
Yeah, I actually went through the whole game going through the game on normal mode when I started. So,
when it comes to games that are story driven, I'll prefer to play it on the easiest setting, just because I'm basically playing it for the story. I don't really care much about the gameplay.
Right. Yeah.
But with 7, I actually really enjoyed the gameplay, so I probably would at least attempt the normal and difficult playthroughs at some point in the future.
And like some of the revised tracks they had in here, like when you're going through Sector 7, you have a familiar theme from there that is normally the overworld theme in this game.
Well, I suppose we're going to have to use some themes for other areas and stuff. Obviously, there have been a lot more singular areas. Like, obviously, you had the in-between sections of all the Midgar sectors and all that shit. So there was a lot more areas to fill in for music and stuff. And I apologize, people. I know my English is coming out. I have been on a lot of painkillers. I am struggling to English really, really hard. Basically, what I'm saying is they had obviously a lot more places they had to get music tracks for. So I can understand them using certain other tracks for certain areas in the game. There we go. That's the
famous line.
Come out.
Bleeping pizza.
Oh, we should also point out there's a good chunk of swearing in the remake as well, which isn't bleeped out. Even Aerith gets in on it.
Yep. And there's also new stuff in the remake in terms of sections, music.
Oh,
one of the newer music tracks that I've taken a liking to a lot was the when they're in Sector 5 on the way to the reactor, and they're in that, what do they call it, the Sector C area?
Maybe. Again, it's been a month. I know I enjoyed the music. I just wouldn't be able to, like, remember any tracks off the top of my head.
Basically, it was after Cloud and company had to get the hell off the train because they got busted and had to escape. before going to the reactor.
Another thing I actually really enjoyed with the remake is they introduced a bunch of new characters. I've already mentioned Kiri, Kari, however the fuck you say her name. Madam M was also a character I really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she's here in the original. If she is, she's just a fucking NPC walking around somewhere. But I thought she was fucking fantastic. She basically gives Cloud an orgasm just from giving him a hair massage. It's fantastic. Obviously had the cowboy guy as well, whose name sadly evades me. Johnny gets a lot more fucking appearances in the remake as well. And here's the thing I was so happy about when it came to the remake as well, was I think everybody was terrified that the Aerith that we were going to get was going to be the one from the extended universe and Kingdom Hearts and all that, where she's like this fucking pure-hearted messiah character. It's like, no, go play the original. She's not a pure-hearted messiah. She's a fucking dirty-minded young woman who's fantastic. And thankfully that is the Aerith that we get in the remake as well, so kudos to Square Enix for not giving us the crappy Aerith. Also, whoever pointed out the other day, Merle is voiced by Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers, apparently.
Yeah.
Merle, the old woman whose Tifa lives her apartments.
Oh, the one that is distrusting of Cloud. Yeah,
her from early game. Yeah, she's a. I can't remember who it was that told me this. I think it might have been Dine actually. Yeah, apparently voiced by Rita Repulsa from the Power Rangers series. Just a quick heads up, not going to be going massively long, probably an hour and a half, 2 hours max. We've already been going like over 50 minutes at this point, so again, I've already done like a couple hours of Let's Playing tonight, did some San Andreas earlier. It did not go well. Had a laugh, it was funny at times, but fuck me, I was playing badly. I should point out, I was playing so badly because one of the reasons was, other than the fact I suck, is I didn't have audio coming through, and in a game like Grand Theft Auto, you kind of need audio in order to play well, so you can hear when the fucking police are close by or you've got fucking ballers on your ass. A game like Final Fantasy, you don't really need to hear the game to be able to play it. It helps. Listen to the music is fantastic, but it's not a necessity. Although I will point out that I did listen to the entire remake while I was playing it. There was no way I was not listening to some remix tracks of that fucking game.
Also, the last time I streamed it, I put it off a little bit because I wanted to get away where I could actually hear the thing while I was playing it.
Yeah, you couldn't hear it the first time, could you?
I couldn't hear the music. I had to go without it, which just sucks. So I got a way to do it the second time. The only thing was that I couldn't adjust the volume how I wanted to, or if I did, the way to do it was I would have had it even deal with more of a delay than usual, or things being off.
Yeah, it's unfortunately streaming like modding games, especially when you're having to do it for Elgato as well, can be a bit of a pain in the ass at times, especially if you don't have the entire setup anyway.
Yeah, I needed a AV extension to plug my headset directly into my TV so I could hear it then. Otherwise, I thought, oh, that's right. I have this thing in my kit here. I can plug it into that, and then I can plug it in my PS4, and then that would work well. Then I realized that's when more of the delay thing would come up. It's like, crap.
I should point out everything I'm doing right now is optional. We don't actually have to do this. I'm just showing it off because I want to. You can quite easily just head towards Sector 7 and straight into the next section and all that, but nope, we're going to show it off.
Pillar over there, huh?
Here's another question. What would you want to see from, like, obviously now they've remade 7. What would be the next one you want to see a remake of? I want to see a remake of 6 because that's never been given any kind of update.
Not really sure, actually.
Like, I don't think... Unless there were significant changes made to 8, I wouldn't want a remake of that. I don't think 9 needs it, to be honest. And that is a great game on its own. Oh, there's Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously after 9, I don't think anything needs remaking either. You don't want to remake 10 or anything past that, so...
Yeah, 10's fine enough the way it is.
And all you need to really do on that was the HD remaster, which has already come out, so you don't really need to do anything else. Yeah, I personally would go with 6, just because everything else has at least had some kind of update or remake, but that one's just kind of been left in the dust, which I don't understand why. I think it's one of the best games in the franchise. I just don't want to do the Tower of fucking Magi, because fuck that. That pissed me off. Even now, years later after I finished that Let's Play, I can still fucking remember the hatred I had for the game after doing that.
Yeah.
What's going on over here?
Yep.
What the fuck is Johnny doing? He's fucking dancing here.
It's Johnny.
Let's just head into 7th Heaven.
Yeah, before Barrett starts going crazy.
And there's Double T Tifa.
Yep. Also point out how the bar in here, the bar in the remake is also a little bit more expanded too, whereas in here it ends where it does.
Yeah.
The other one that actually goes for long further.
Also, it obviously looks a lot nicer in the remake as well, so... Yeah, obviously it still looks a bit grimy and stuff, but it definitely looks more like a bar that you wouldn't, you know, fucking catch the plague from if you went to. Also, you can go play darts at the bar as well. That was an interesting little mini game they added. I've been playing GTA 4 apparently. Just gonna name a Tifa, of course. Here's the thing, did you actually ever, at any point while you've been playing the remake, did you ever go down into the hidden area underneath the pinball table? Because I don't think you actually do in the remake, do you?
I don't think so, no.
Because I can't remember, I know for a fact I didn't do it, and I know you don't have to do it, because obviously I beat the game without having to go down there, but I wonder if you can actually go down in the remake. If there's anything actually underneath there in the area. It might be...
Army thinks it may not be allowed, but I don't know.
Maybe. They might not have put anything in. Now, obviously, in this game, as Nova's already mentioned, you get relationship points. Don't worry, this is not an OPI-made game. We cannot give it to Marlene in order to, you know, improve our chances with Marlene. No, we're not all lolicons. No, if you give it to Marlene, it'll actually improve your stats with Barrett. But we're going with the good old next-door neighbor girl, Tifa. If I remember, there's you can get 4 different characters, right, for the date later on?
You get Aerith, you get Tifa, you get Barrett.
And Yuffie.
Yep.
I want to go on a date with Red 13.
Yeah, as he's licking his paws, looking out the window.
Obviously, these guys are celebrating. You telling me you're too good to drink with me? Yep, I am. What the fuck's up with Jesse over here? I also point out a lot of these models, although obviously they're very low, like polygon count and all that, the remake actually does a good job of like showing you what these people were meant to look like.
Yeah.
Like, you can, like, if you played both games side by side and stuff, you could look at one model and then go, okay, that's supposed to be Biggs, or that's supposed to be Wedge, or Jesse, or whatever. And, like, you could obviously see it, and they did a really good job with that. But then again, I was thinking, you know, it is Square Enix, obviously, these people know what they're supposed to look like, at least. You know what the worst part is? We haven't even got past all the tutorial shit yet, because we haven't even done the materia tutorial.
Yep.
We're already a fucking hour in. Alright, we'll sit down and we'll have a drink. How about a drink? Give me something hard? Oh yeah, baby, here we go. I like this. Again, another good cutscene for the remake as well. I like the fact that they've got a television above the bar, though, even though there's nothing on it. We've probably talked about this before. What would you say is the best of the PS1 trilogy?
The PS1 trilogy, in my opinion, it's 7. I would
probably agree with you, but I think 9 is like the most well put together. But I think 7's the best.
I would second, though, by far.
Yeah. I think we all know what comes last.
8.
You just hear 8 fans around the world going, no, 8's the best, leave it alone. Yeah. Stop shitting on 8, it's not that bad. Oh, people, go watch the 8 Let's Play. We do nothing but shit on that game for about 90 fucking parts, whatever the hell it is.
A lot on Cypher because he deserves it.
Yeah, of course, it is Cypher after all. He is a piece of shit. Obviously, at this point, we are going to have quite a few flashbacks. Well, not flashback, cutscenes and stuff involving flashbacks and stuff. So it is a lot of talking for a while, because shortly after this, we do get a tutorial with Barrett. You actually can get the option to skip it, but I am going to let it play out just in case, on the extremely off chance nobody's ever played this game before who's watching this video. I will at least leave the tutorial in, just in case anybody does need it. For whatever reason. Maybe, you know, this is 10 years later in the future, you know, the Earth is dead because everybody voted for Trump again, and now aliens are watching this Let's Play and want to play the game themselves. You know, anything really. Wait, I didn't know I could go out yet. Oh, I can go down, okay.
Oh, that's right, because you didn't go down.
Yeah, I thought he was just gonna come back up and give me my pay.
No, you gotta do the stuff down here first. The chat with Barrett.
Yeah, I should point out the last time I actually played the original was when we raced it, so like that was over a year ago, wasn't it?
Maybe I'm gonna look at that because I don't think it was that long. But
might not have been that long, but it has been a while. While he's checking that, we'll talk to Jesse here. Again, it's a little bit weird because obviously there's like dead silence when neither of us are talking, but you guys will be able to hear the gameplay, the background music and all that. It's just the fact that right now we've got that muted, so we can't actually hear it.
Well, it had the race go up on SLP. It's like 9 to 10 months ago, so.
Oh, but that would have mean it would have been closer to 12, at least 11 or 12 months ago that we recorded it then. Speaking of which, I believe the Mega Man 6 race is probably going to go up soon.
Yeah, I know Ninja Gaiden 2 has finally gone up, so...
Oh, that's finished. He's already, like, tomorrow is, like, the final part of the Crash Free race.
Yeah.
And then I believe it's straight on to Mega Man 6 after that, because that was the race that went on, succeeded the Crash Free race, so... It was
Oh
only
yeah,
two. It was
yep,
only 2 parts, if I recall.
yep, yep. It was only because I went and beat it in 2 parts.
Yeah, you absolutely fucking steamrolled the rest of us in that. But then again, I think we were all expecting you to, so no harm, no
I mean, I
foul.
didn't steamroll Paris, but that was
Here's
the
the thing: there
closest
was a
thing.
massive gap between you and Paris, and then there was a massive gap between Paris and everybody else. Like the biggest race in that was for third place between me and Oh, who else was in it? Celtics.
Yep. Yeah, because we all knew goal was getting
Oh,
last.
unless Lexi was there, and even then, it's not guaranteed. He's always gonna get last in the Mega Man game. And the only reason she gets last is she doesn't practice. So. Mega Man and Castlevania actually as well. He's terrible with.
Yeah, because Super Castlevania 4 had been one of my choices for that. It would have been.
Oh yeah, it
Because that
was one of the 4, wasn't it?
Because that enough time had passed, so it would have been up for being able to be revisited. So
What were the other 2? Because I know there's Super Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts
the
and
other one
Goblins,
was
whatever.
like Adventure 2 Battle.
Oh, that wasn't it. I don't remember. One of the I currently have a an official race. I'm trying to get some practice in, see if it can be done. I'm actually thinking of making that like the rest of Sonic Adventure 1, because we did like Sonic's story, so I want to do like the rest of the game from Tails onwards through to Super Sonic. But it would mean Gold having to beat Sonic's story in his spare time. So we'll have to see what happens with that. I'll probably end up picking something else, but that is what I currently want to do for that race later in the year. It's looking like Dine's going to win the GGL4 by the looks of things. Then again, we've still got 2 games of that left as well, so... I haven't edited either of them. Which, speaking of which, I need to edit the next one on Sunday. Good thing to remind myself. Oh, and also the wrestling's on Sunday night. Oh, that's going to be a long fucking day for me. Are you planning to stream again tonight then, dude, after we're done here? Hello? Hello? Apparently we lost Nova, boys and girls. Yes, I think we have. I don't hear him. Ah, there's a disconnect. Hello? Ooh, I think it's me actually. Yeah, it is me. Thankfully, we are still recording. It's just purely the fact that the internet's gone down. Hello? Yeah, we are definitely having some connection issues on the internet. Thankfully, though, I don't... there's nothing wrong with the actual recording. It's just the internet's been very fucking wonky here recently. So, you know, things like this tend to happen. Hey, this is what happens during the live Let's Play, people. Shit can happen, you know, and nothing you can do about it. You just want to have friends. Blow off, I don't really care. Again, this was handled really, really well in the remake as well. Cloud isn't nearly as mean to everybody. But that is about the only thing that really changed. And, oh, fucking hell. Biggs is out cold right now. I'll try to get back onto Discord while we're going up. I think you only have to take a few steps, and yep, there's Tifa. And obviously we've got a big cutscene coming on here. Hello, is anybody there? Captain Turbo to Red Nova. Captain Turbo to Red Nova. Please come in, Nova. Well, it's back on Discord anyway. The internet's come back up. I am back in the call with the guy, but unfortunately, he's doesn't appear to either doesn't hear me, or he's gone AFK for a moment. I'm not sure which is the actual answer right now. We'll leave it like 2 minutes, see if he manages to get back to me. If not, I'll probably start a new call with the guy. It is what it is. Thankfully, there's not really much to say. We're just about to get a long cutscene here, and there's Nova. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yep.
Sorry, my
I just went to quickly put stuff away while whatever you're getting recovered from whatever the heck happened.
Yeah, I haven't stopped because obviously all that happened was my internet went down. The actual recording is fine. It was just
okay.
the internet that stopped. You should be able to see the screen again now.
Yep, I see it. Why do you say that? Sorry.
Yeah, just me rambling on for a couple minutes there on my own. Don't leave me. You need to be here. I need your help. God damn it. Be my Final Fantasy butt monkey.
Yeah, I think we were kind of ending talking about that Mega Man 16.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, it was. What was the actual thing I was saying? So I know I mentioned that I was gonna pick that as my pick if Gold can get the finish off Sonic story, but
yeah,
I enjoyed the Mega Man 6 race. I thought it was alright. I didn't actually do as well as I expected to, though. I had a pretty bad session of that when we raced it.
Yeah, Celtics mentioned how he.
He went to fucking pieces. He did eventually start catching up to me, but then he couldn't really get close enough to overtake me for third place by the end. I can't even remember where I finished up in that race. I mean, I know I got third place, but I can't remember what point in the game I actually finished.
It might have been at the X stages, probably.
I probably was. I'm almost certain I beat all 8 Robot Masters.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Alright,
yeah,
I'm not entirely sure where I was in terms of the game.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you did beat all 8. It was just...
I know I didn't get to that Brontosaurus boss fight, or whatever the fuck it is, that dinosaur thing. I know I didn't get to that, so I don't know what stage.
Oh no, that's Wily 1 first, so.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't. I don't think you got out of the X stages. You probably end up in either the second or third boss of the X stage.
Maybe.
I'm guessing.
Let's say I'll find out next week, obviously, because obviously tomorrow's the final of the Crash Free races. And oh god, I was watching it earlier. Fucking hell! You ever play Crash Free?
Nope.
There's some motorcycle stages in that game, and the second one, which is stage 14, I think, is a pain in the ass because it's arguably the hardest fucking stage in that game. I got through it on my first attempt. Celtics was in second, but he spent about fucking 20 minutes on that fucking stage, as did Mark, and even SG spent about 10 minutes on it, and eventually he took over for second place. But I got really lucky during that race. It was I was like one of the few times I actually made some. I don't actually know what was up with my audio during that race, because I actually sounded fine on the audio I sent Gold, but apparently whoever's audio he used, I was really low on the so I couldn't actually be heard a lot at the time on that race. I didn't actually say a whole lot anyway, but when I did actually get that on my first try, I actually did almost shout in joy. Because I knew I was going to get a good lead from that, because nobody else was going to get it on their first attempt. So have you actually, I mean, I know you're saying obviously 14 is getting some updates and stuff. Have you actually been playing much of 14 recently?
Not as much recently, no. We'll be doing the SNZ3 randos, or if not that, I just haven't been feeling up to playing 14 at the moment, so.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it's a part of the game where it's always like a part 2, and you've very much been lucky enough not to have to experience this, but grinding for tombstones that are only around during that part of the game and then they just disappear. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I think I remember you talking about this last time we spoke, that you hated doing the tombstone thing. How many hours you got in the game currently? I guessing it's gone up from the last time I spoke to you.
Probably.
We're talking thousands anyway. We know that for a fact.
Oh yeah, we know it's over 3,000.
By the time this actually goes up in 3 years' time, that'll probably be closer to 6,000. God, Tifa was stacked even as a teenager. Run, Tifa, run. Cassiopea's round the corner with his gun.
Almost 3,600 hours.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, dude. You may have a problem.
That's actually what having not played it nearly as much recently. Cause,
yeah, I've noticed. Listen, I haven't actually been on Discord in terms of talking much recently. I have been ill really badly actually for the last month. I don't feel great tonight, but I feel better than I have in weeks, which is why I'm recording. But I have been around, but I've noticed that you weren't doing much in terms of Final Fantasy XIV. It was usually playing the Super Nintendo emulator so you could do the randomizers.
Yeah. Yeah, because I still want that sub 4 of the SMZ combo random, damn it. And that, to put in perspective, getting a sub 4 on that is really good. I mean, you're in speedrunner territory if you're getting that. Like,
you should maybe try and join the ranks.
Yeah. And I mean, that's not the top speedrunner, because they still know, I mean, I've done the multi-world with El Magus' group. Yeah, you've got speedrunners in there. I'm usually finishing near at the bottom of that. Well, there's a reason why, because everybody else knows stuff that I haven't even touched yet.
You gotta remember as well, these are people that play the game from like the moment they get up to the moment they go to sleep at night, so...
Yeah, they figure out how to do all the glitchy stuff to get through the game, not fuck it up or whatever, or not get themselves stuck either, so...
Also, people, I want to point out, we're not trying to ignore the story or anything like that. It's just, obviously, we both know the story really well, so we'll talk about aspects of the story as we go along, but if you've ever watched a Let's Play where I'm doing co-commentary with other people, obviously, we'll just go off on a tangent a lot of the time. That is just how things work. I don't try and force fucking topics on the actual game. You know, if we want to talk about something else, we will just talk about something else. That's the way it goes.
Yep.
You know, we would lose our fucking minds if all we did during 14 was talk about 14. You know, we have to have other things to talk about. And Barrett has to act all big and fucking tough by climbing the pipes there. That's pretty fucking stupid. I don't like it, it's stupid. And we got the 1500 gil for the job we finished, destroying the Mako reactor. Is it Mako? It's Mako, isn't it? It's fucking Mako.
It might be Mako. I've always referred to it as Mako.
I'm the same. Until I actually heard it pronounced as Mako, I always pronounced it Mako. But the thing is, the remake calls it Mako, so technically that's the speech. But it's kind of like the Tidus thing.
Yeah.
Even if it is officially one, I'll always call him the other. Like, I'll always call him Tidus, even though it's technically Tidus, according to Square Enix and all that. So.
Yeah. And that's another major difference. You get more of the money here than you actually do in the remake, or in the remake you're still trying to scrunch it together yet.
Yeah, it's actually part of the storyline is Tifa realizes that, you know, they can pay him back with the money they'll make from the second mission and ask him to join, but then realizes, oh no, they can't ask him to join and pay him with that when they're going to have to pay him for that as well, so...
Oh, they're headed for help, right?
I just realized that Barrett actually doesn't wear glasses at all in this one. Obviously, in the remake, he has those sunglasses he wears probably about 95% of the time.
It's like, okay, Barrett, just the way he says that.
That's so what Marlene's schooling.
Yep. Well, minus that whispering line there, that almost sounds like he has to take a crap real bad.
Again, we're still extremely early game right now. Like, this is not even 1% in, really, if we're going to be honest. Okay, not going to do every single thing of the game. I'm going to try and do a good chunk of it, though.
Yeah.
And that's a great idea. Let the fucking 5-year-old tend the bar. wonder if the girl does actually know how to make a cocktail or something. Apparently Tifa's coming this time. Hey kid, make me a fucking sex on the beach or something. And you can't talk to her. Whatever the hell. I don't know many drinks, people. I don't drink, so I don't know the names of many. So today we're heading for the Sector 5 reactor. And he's going to fill us in on the train, of course. Now, this is where you'll get the tutorial for the materia. As I already mentioned, we are at least going to let this show just on the off chance whoever might be watching this has never actually played this game. It'll give you a pretty in-depth setup on the system for materia to be used and how to use it and all that shit. So, yeah, let's go ahead and let this play out. Thankfully, this, I believe, is for the most part automatic. So, we'll let that play out as it wants.
Yeah.
I don't actually have to press anything but the A button to progress the text, by the way. You can actually see how long we've already been playing by as well. Actually,
Yep.
actually, it's a bit longer than that. It's actually closer to an hour and 22 minutes. But obviously, at certain points, it doesn't add to the timer, so...
Yeah.
I gotta ask, how long did it actually take you to beat this game originally when you played it back in the day?
I don't even remember.
I'm not surprised. Let's say you played this in like the late 90s, didn't you? So.
Yep. Yeah, fun fact about FF7 related stuff, not just the remake that came out recently and now you play this game, but was it yesterday when the latest update to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, the event that I was long waiting for since I found out about the Japanese version the game had like around maybe 6 months ago, finally arrived here, which is the FF7 Advent Children event.
How does that involve?
It's Advent. It introduced the units of Advent Children Cloud and Tifa, and when I found out about the Advent Children Cloud unit, I was like, I want this guy when he comes out. I already have the regular FF7 Cloud on my team, the 5-star, and I wanted this guy, and I was so prepared to get him in terms of what I needed to not only get him, but to get his like super trust mastery, his regular trust mastery, his the levels up, the breaking the limit doors, that stuff. I think the only thing I could put into him was enhancing his weapon, which, because that event's not going on yet, that weapon enhancing event. When it does, I'll run his fusion sword through the ringer on that, and he'll get even higher in attacking power, because now he is my highest attacking unit on my team. That used to be, I think, either my regular Cloud or Xeno of the Beta Star, who are both over 2,800 attack points. Yeah. Well, AC Cloud is now at 2,911.
Ooh, fucking hell.
He has a chance to crack 3,000 attack, which I have seen somebody else on the list actually do that already, so...
Did you ever play that game anymore, the one where you actually got to like the top of the leaderboards at?
Oh, Vortex Attack?
Yeah,
I haven't played it in a while.
You haven't played it? Ah, fair enough. I was just wondering if you're still playing that or not.
Yeah, I did. I got Vortex Attack EX, and I'm be honest, I'm not very thrilled about it after playing it. It's like,
what's the problem?
I just knew I like it, but the main thing is I gotta go unlock all the ships that I did in the first version, and it's like, okay, this kind of sucks, because there's like 1 or 2 stages in here that they did, and actually even a boss that I really don't like in the newer version. Specifically a boss. That makes it a lot harder to kill that boss without losing one of your lives, but it might also be because, you know, I don't have my best ships available that I would rather be using too, so...
Yeah, it makes sense to me, buddy.
Yeah.
What else have you been playing in your spare time?
Well, the remake, which I haven't done recently because I've been wanting to stream it again next, and at some point I hopefully can soon once I maybe get past.
So just because you're technically getting close to the end in terms of chapters, yeah, you still got, I'd say, at least a full night stream with the content that's left.
Oh yeah, something else I did get back into recently because I finally got more ideas in my head. I got back into doing more Super Mario Maker 2 levels.
Oh, fair enough. You should make a troll one and send it to Gold.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, Gold, this is how you wall jump. But then again, he probably knows. I think he does know how to do that in Mario Brothers.
To be fair, if it's a Mario game, he probably is going to be at least competent at it, if not really good. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the thing will be interested to is, when I get to my 7-3 level, how do I make that when I decide to give it over to frickin' Opie?
7-3.
That was funny though. I gave him my levels that I had so far, which is my world 1 and 2, my 1-4 through 2-4, and he saw. And by the way, just more proof that don't expect Opie and Andrew to be doing anything together because they want nothing to do with each other at this point. Great. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that falling out, but I know it happened when I wasn't around, and yeah, they want nothing to do with each other.
I know they had a falling out. I personally have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, I missed it. I was thinking either because, Andrew was kind of not ragging, but, kind of posted whenever Opie more than a few times fell asleep in a call, which had happened.
I've just come to accept that for what it is. Just stick him in the courtroom or the prison cell, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, just on the voice chat call, because that happened repeatedly quite a few times back then. And it was either that or it might have been the Mario Maker 2 thing, because Opie streamed my levels the other day, and he said before a couple of days prior to that, when he did it with Gamera and Yoshi, he hadn't touched it since last year when he had He Who Shall Not Be Named, which I think he was obviously referring to Andrew, so something might have been with that in that regard. But
fair enough.
Yeah, I gave him his levels, and he got to 1-4, my Fortress level of World 1, and he got through it, cleared it, and saw who had the lead time. Well, that would be Andrew, and he was determined to beat his time, and finally did. Well, then
Fucking hell.
He decided he was going to give his levels to his friend John, who I'm pretty sure are aware of.
I've talked with John plenty of times.
Yeah, so he gave them to him, and he's like, John was basically, come in and steal the record. Just left. And then he's like, okay, he's like, time for me to steal the record. And I was like, okay, be my guest.
God damn it.
So, when Opie goes and beats too far, all of a sudden he gets a point thing across the bottom of his screen when he was streaming that says, John SK has now got the world record on that.
Oh, I bet he'll love that. By the way, the reason I'm picking up grenades, people, is they're actually quite powerful for the early game.
Yes, they are.
So make sure you pick some up if you've got the cash for it. I'm also going to equip everybody with an iron bangle. We will give this to... Yeah, I think the three best... we'll get back to that conversation in a minute. I'm just pointing this out now. I think the three best magic users in the game are Cloud, Aerith, and I want to say... Kate Sith? Maybe,
yeah.
I know Cloud and Aerith are two of the best. Neither Tifa or Barret are really that great for using magic, so don't waste your time. I mean, I'm going to have a spare one here, but which I will give to one of them, but you don't really have to do it if you don't want to.
Yeah, actually, as much as people bag on Kate Sith's quote-unquote storyline for what that entails, he's actually a pretty versatile character.
Oh, I'm not denying his usefulness in, like, combat and stuff. He just fucking sucks as a character.
Yeah.
Alright, apparently I didn't actually give him the iron bangle yet.
Yeah.
Alright, give everybody their iron bangle. So I'm not gonna fuck around and keep those. I will sell those crappier ones, just so...
Yep.
I don't have them in my, my setup here. Anyway, sorry, back to your conversation.
Yep, so John goes and gets the world record, and thing flashes across the Opie screen. He sees him, he's like, John, yo! Normally he would be like, upset that he keeps stealing his records, but at that point he didn't even care. So, as he had mentioned earlier.
Here's the thing: fucking Opie did the exact same to John when he kept breaking all these records in the Crash Bandicoot games for time trials and relics and stuff.
Yeah,
I know because I was there when John got the records, and I was there when Opie broke them.
Yeah, I actually saw part of that too, believe it or not. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so. But then, yeah, John did mention how he really loved that particular level, or at least mentioned it to me in the chat. They said like speedrunning levels like that. Then, well, you've got something to look forward to when I get my next batch of levels out with World 3 and 4, whenever that happens. So, just need to get some ideas for that.
Alright, so here's a extra tutorial just in case you want to learn anything else.
This is your tutorial section, people.
Indeed, we don't need to do this. I only showed off the material one just because, obviously, it's not mandatory, but it's there interrupting stuff. You can go for all of these: how do you heal your allies, curative magic, weapons and armor, how to apply materia, effective ways to use materia, how to form your battle party, how to check your stats, and of course about limit breaks. You want to check these, go right ahead. You'll probably be here for a little while, but if you're brand new to the game, this is a really good place to go and check.
Mm-hmm.
If we go in here...
The cup here has a specific item or two.
Yep. Also, this small tutorial here, we get the save point.
Yep.
Which we will actually use in a moment, just for the sake of it. But that's a secret. But yeah, sadly, I assume that obviously... I can't remember what I was going to say now. Was Opie chatting with you earlier then when you were streaming?
He was on the Twitch chat. I wasn't in a voice chat.
That's what I mean in the Twitch chat. I know you don't usually have people in for your streams.
Yeah, he was in the chat there for as long as he could before he had to leave, and Don was actually there. He was probably there for a while, but didn't say anything till later because he had been seeing the last couple of my runs there.
I sometimes do have you guys on in the background and stuff. I just didn't have you on today because actually everybody was outside. Cause it's actually been a really hot, nice day today. So, there was something there on the floor. 1 second. I got the all material. Yay!
Yep.
Definitely want to start leveling that up, by the way, people.
Oh, yeah. That's a must when you want to cast spells at everybody at once.
We get the chest. We get an ether.
Yep.
Nice. I am going to equip that momentarily. Equip to Cloud. Oh no, materia equip to Cloud. We're not going to need eyes for a while, so I'll take that off, give him all, and I will give the eyes to Barrett.
And I'm really glad they kept the materia system intact.
Oh, I know. They changed it a little bit, but not enough that it would piss people off, which is always perfect.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with the way they have it in the remake. It's actually good.
Yeah, they did a good job with them. I was worried. I mean, they changed how you use it. Obviously, like you've got to use like your charges or whatever the fuck you call it. You can only get 2 of them before things to do. You can attack, and then if you charge up your thing, you can then use a magic spell or an item or whatever.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
The other thing too is hard to equip because in the remake you got to augment your weapons first so you can actually put stuff into them and eventually get more materia slots. So by doing so,
I'll be honest.
But even then, I mean, that's not that bad either. It's just a matter of leveling up and getting points for that. So.
I'll be honest, did you ever change your weapon during the course of the game so far? Because I just kept the Buster, I'll be honest, during the entire...
Oh, no, I actually have been changing weapons, yeah. I've been doing that. I don't know if it's every weapon I've gotten, but...
I've got a bunch of them, I just didn't use most of them.
I named at least a few that, I got them as like, okay, I'm not going to equip this because I like the other weapon's starting stats better, so...
As you can see, there's only so many places you can go here, sadly. Set to 7 is
thankfully you don't get punished for changing weapons because whatever weapon you changed to, whatever points you didn't put in that weapon yet, you can put in there right away that
Oh, I know. That is a really cool thing they do in the remake. I love that.
So you don't get punished for equipping a new weapon and saying, "Oh, okay, you don't have as many points." Well, yes, you do. You get whatever points you would have had from like level 1. It's just because you got the weapon later, you have to just re-add them. That's all.
I believe this is Johnny's room. All right. So okay, that girl right there is glitching out on the screen. Whatever. We talked earlier about one of the things you didn't like in the remake. Was there something you really did like about the remake? Like one particular moment, one scene, one enemy?
Oh boy. That's a tough one, because that...
I assume there's going to be something or other.
Yeah, if there is, it's just a matter of which one in particular. Because there's more than one, so...
Of course. Well, you can name more than one if you've got more than one. It's just wondering if you had any.
I guess one big one is the way they really, at least in terms of the story lore, how they did how the pillar came down.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, that was great.
With, Biggs and Wedge, or Jesse. Well, even the fact that Wedge here actually survives that one thing. And, doesn't die with the other two, whereas, they... But yeah, even when those two realizing, how much their time is up, and yeah, it actually does hit you a bit, because...
Like I say, it does hit, I suppose back in 97 it would have hit you here in this game, but obviously you don't really spend enough time with the characters, or even in Sector 7 for it to hit you hard, but in the remake, oh boy, does that thing fall and hurt you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the remake, it definitely hits you in terms of character, because even back then, I mean... Okay, you didn't have enough with Biggs and Wedge and Jesse, so it's like they die, but it's like, okay, if you play Final Fantasy before, you know that those characters end up being, well, in some of the games,
cannon fodder, essentially.
Cannon fodder, yeah.
I love the fact that even this scene with Barrett trying to scare this guy on the train actually makes it in the remake as well. That is the thing I love with the remake. They didn't actually... I'm struggling to think how much they actually took out. They added a lot, don't get me wrong, but they really didn't take much out of it at all. Everybody was worried that it was going to take out the cross-dressing scene and all that. And while they did change it a little bit to how Cloud actually gets the dress, they made it even more flamboyant, which in my opinion was excellent.
Well, not only that, but what choices you make affect not only the Cloud's thing. Well, you have Aerith's dress and even Tifa's too.
Oh yeah, you can get like 3 different dresses for the girls. I got the best ones purely by accident, actually, just because I spent the most money at the Madam M thing, and then I did all the side quests and stuff anyway. So
oh yeah,
I got
for the Madam M. I ended up the only one I could afford was the middle one, which is the 1,000 gil one. But funny enough, I still got the best dress for Aerith though, regardless. So
I think it comes down to picking, and it also comes down to doing side quests, I think, anyway.
That might be, because I know I try to do whatever side quests whenever they pop up, so if they relied on that, then that probably why I got her best dress. And Tifa's might have been her second best.
What was the color of the dress?
Tifa's dress, I don't remember the cover, but it had like the opening in around just above where her, area is near her neck.
If it was an actual, because I know one of the things she wears, I think it's like a kimono or something, so that's like one of the blue dress is the best one. Like the blue dress you see in this game is the best one you can get for Tifa in the remake. Which, ow, sorry, I just got a spasm in my foot. Which sounds like the best dress that you got, but I'm not 100% certain without actually seeing it.
Yeah, I would have to look and see which one it is to remember. But yeah, they had
that fucking dance sequence as well with in the Honeybee Inn. Jesus Christ, that was great.
Yeah, and funny enough, I still managed to get Cloud to be the one to get picked when it came down to that. So
you didn't?
I did.
Oh, I was gonna say I think you actually get that anyway because I got it as well.
Oh, okay. Also, that's not really a choice this time.
It might not be a choice, but
okay.
It is. If it's not, it's a very minute thing that really doesn't
Yeah.
change much at all. I also liked that new character Leslie. I thought he was a good addition.
I don't remember him.
The guy that works for Don Corneo but doesn't actually want to work for him. He's
yeah,
he's one of the nicer.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, basically he's like a mixture of Noctis and Squall, but in a good way.
Yeah.
He actually has a reason to be. I wouldn't say miserable, but very emo. He actually has a good reason to be that way.
Yeah. Yeah, given who he works for, yeah.
And the whole story of his girlfriend and all that. That is, I actually did like his story, and I actually hope we get to see more of him in the future installments of the 7 remake.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing what the scene with Hojo on the beach is going to be like. Just seeing this pasty, ugly man on the beach.
Oh, God.
With girls around him. That is going to be fucking awkward.
Yeah.
I didn't actually mean to run past there, but never mind. Just talking to NPCs here and there. The guy's shaking in his fucking seat right now.
That like he wants to fight Cloud right about now.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, yeah, calm down, Double D's.
Double D Tifa. I was watching because I used to do a series called The Captain's Log years ago, where I basically just do like impressions of my impressions on video games and like mini review type stuff. And I actually did one for 7, 8, and 9 shortly after I played them for the first time. This would have been back in like 2013, 2014. One of the jokes I made when I was reviewing this game was I did a close-up shot of it saying, you know, I like Tifa, particularly for 2 reasons. I did a close-up shot of her cleavage. So I've been making fucking breast jokes with Tifa for fucking years now at this point.
Honestly, this is actually not the first time I've heard the whole Double D joke about Tifa either, so...
Is it not? Oh, goddamn it. I thought it was being fairly original, at least in terms of our servers.
Yeah. I mean, it's the first time I heard it on here, but not the first time I heard it in general.
Oh, fair enough.
Where it's like, somebody blew it. Preparing for lockdown.
I don't really care. I'm going to talk to this guy. Basically, we just got to go up here, and then the timer will reset, so we're fine.
Yep. Open the door, sir.
Now, I should point out, it doesn't really matter. I believe that you'll just get sent out of the car at an earlier point. You'll have to go a bit further into the thing, but you'll be fine other than that. 2 kids playing here. You adults are acting like kids. Actually, I would say, I think with the speed up feature, that's actually what I did. I actually, when it came to the race, I actually got off at the first section instead of playing this part even further. Because obviously we were using no encounters, so it didn't actually end up affecting much.
Yeah. I might have to catch up some time because I'm pretty sure I didn't do that. Oh yeah, then this jerk off over here who tries to make off with some of the stuff, your Gil.
Yeah, you got it back.
That's great. Yeah, give me my money back, you.
And there's Johnny again.
Yeah. Nothing really major happening in this one, huh?
Just also doing a bit of...
Yeah, more bits.
Okay, the guy, the one who's actually in the soldier outfit, fair enough. The guy who looks like he's fucking badly cosplaying Sherlock Holmes on the left. What the fuck are you doing? looking at the audio bar here for this section. Obviously, we can't hear it. I'm probably gonna have to turn this section down though when it comes to me editing the video, because it's jumping right into the red. Tifa, you want to move your nice ass? I really can't go anywhere at the moment. Now, I believe, obviously this is going to involve a few spoilers. Do you always run into the Turks in the under section, or is it just like a small percentage chance you will run into them?
In this game?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever run into the Turks
I
down
have. Here. If you've never run into them, that means that it isn't always gonna happen. I know I'm 99% certain I've run into them at least once in the underrail, or whatever the hell they call it.
Oh yeah, the underground rail or whatever after you get trained.
Yeah, I know for a fact I've run into them at least once in the original. I'm almost certain of it. Like, I wouldn't bet every single penny I have, but I'd bet a good chunk of it.
Yeah, one thing I do know about doing, and in fact I even did it a little bit when I streamed it, was after I got jumped off the train, I went backwards all the way back to where the guards were guarding one door. If you fight them, you win. More guards that keep popping up, you can either fight them again or keep leaving. It was kind of
it's a bit of a grind section then.
Yep.
Obviously, if I'm going to do any grinding, it will of course be during sessions. I'm not going to grind on screen. It just takes too long otherwise, and it gets really boring to watch actually as well. So.
And even then, when you do have to grind off screen, you got the speed up features in God mode in this game. So
of course,
it helps a lot.
I don't know if I'll actually. I probably will use God mode just for the grind. I'll not use it during the Let's Play, of course. That would be cheating. Yeah. But when it comes to the grind, I have no problem doing it. Yeah,
when I streamed it, the only time I used God mode and speed up was during the grinding sessions off stream. So. Because I think it was when I streamed, it was shortly after Celtic streamed FF7, and he actually had God mode on for the whole game. That's a speed up thing, but yeah, it's quite a difference between somebody who hadn't played it and somebody who had.
Of course, also, something you might want to do early on as well is, if you can get Tifa a status element, like Silence or something like that, she'll actually gain a attack boost, I believe.
I actually didn't know that.
I believe that is accurate anyway. I actually remember looking up tips and tricks for early game FF7 years ago. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be many enemies early on that we can get that from, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so far so good. We won't be going much longer tonight, by the way. It's just starting to get late, that's all, so... We'll probably go up until I get to the next save point.
Yeah. There's a section in the remake you'd be on the way to the reactor, and it kind of got a little bit more expanded, but also had the music that I really enjoyed from that game than of the newer ones, at least.
I need to listen to that soundtrack again, just because I haven't actually sat down and just listened to the music. I mean, obviously I had it on when I was playing, but I wasn't really paying much attention to the music so much as I was actually just playing the game. Alright, down the shaft we go.
Yep.
Got the ether. I think there's actually a save point coming up, so we'll actually be finishing pretty soon.
As I think the last time I did stream the remake, I went longer than I expected in terms of streaming. I went like between 11 and 12 hours
Holy
or something
shit,
like
dude.
that. Yep. Then again, I could during that time because obviously I was still home from work yet, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just kept going and going, and I know, I think I don't know if it was Yoshi I watched part of it, or somebody who watches Yoshi streams might have been Piece of Yoshi, I think, because he was there for quite a bit of that. That probably is when I get blindsided by enemies, it's like, you stupid jerk off or whatever. Like, oh yeah, you're affecting their morale with all the names you're calling them. It's like, I doubt that. I mean, if you're a big enough dickhead to do that stuff, I don't think you're going to be bothered by name calling. Just a general tip in life.
True. So I think you said earlier you're not going to be streaming again tonight, are you?
Not tonight, no, because what time is it right now? It's 9:13 for me. Yeah, no, because I would be anyways, because I'm going to be joining Omega's group for the SMZ3 multi-world, and I got to get up early for that, so.
By the way, sorry, I was just going to say, I am building up damage just so I can start using limit breaks again. That's why I haven't... I'm just swinging at them. I'm not actually trying to focus any major strategies on all these enemies. I'm just letting myself get hit occasionally.
Yep.
Sorry, carry on with what you were saying.
Yeah, because... Elmegas, he actually lives on your side of the world.
Oh, fair enough.
Yep.
Here in Britain or just in Europe?
Not in Britain, he's in Europe. Actually, I believe he's in Germany, actually.
Oh, fair enough. Well, yep. 1 hour difference between us and them. Oh, no, I went the wrong way, fuck.
Okay, yeah. So obviously 9 in the morning for me will be in the afternoon for him and all that stuff.
True.
Actually, mid-afternoon, probably.
A good thing I'm stopping in a moment, because I need to go to the bathroom really, really badly again. Fuck. Yep. Thankfully, it is right here. I'll just pick this up, and we get a tent. Gonna pitch a tent later, I suppose.
Yep.
And we can save. That's going to be... Although it says like 1 hour and 40, it's actually closer to 2 hours that we've actually been recording now. So, yeah, Nova, thank you very much for joining me for this first session of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yeah.
Really
definitely enjoyed this game.
Of course. Hopefully we can get some others in as well, in the future as well, for future sessions. We will be continuing on with the next sector, Mako reactor block. I apologize again, I'm feeling a little bit woozy at this point, so yeah, I definitely need to...
It'll be going to Sector 5, basically, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, thank you for that. And sorry about the whole internet dying, couldn't be helped, but thankfully that did sort itself out, so... once again, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back with more Final Fantasy VII very soon, but until then, sayonara, people.
Yep, see ya.